They keep saying I'm back. And yeah, I think I'm back. Welcome back everybody, Matt the Bad here. So we got some news this week. It was like a bam bam, one after the other. First we find out on Monday that Ballerina, the John Wick Spinoff starring Ana De Armas, is officially going into production. They start shooting it next week. I think in Bulgaria. Somewhere not in the U.S. We'll just go from there. So that's great news. Finally been hearing about this Ballerina movie for a while now. I've talked about it a few times on this podcast. And now it officially goes into filming. Start rolling that camera. So that's great news. So not only that, but I mean maybe this movie can come out next year, like late summer, early fall of next year. That way we'd have 2 John Wick movies. John Wick Chapter 4 comes out in March, and then this Ballerina movie can come out like late August, early September to kind of close out the summer. And we know that director Len Wiseman is directing the movie, which I am very happy about. He's a very good action. I'm not saying he's a great director, but when it comes to action, this guy knows what he does. Knows what to do. He did the first 2 Underworld movies that starred Kate Beckinsale, and I think most people would agree those are the 2 best Underworld movies in the franchise, especially in the action department. Then he went on to do the Die Hard 4, Live Free Die Hard, with Bruce Willis, Timothy Olyphant, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Justin Long. And I will argue with anybody, I don't care if PG-13, R-rated, cut, whatever, that Die Hard 4 to me is one of the best action films in the Die Hard franchise. If you just look at the action, it's an awesome action movie. And then he went on to do the Total Recall remake, which was alright, but once again, the action in that movie was really good. Then we got a scene with Kate Beckinsale and Colin Farrell fighting in their apartment. Great action scene. Then another scene later on in the movie with Kate Beckinsale, Jessica Biel, and Colin Farrell. Another great action sequence. So the guy knows how to do action. And let me tell you, when it comes to John Wick, you go see John Wick for the action. Okay? Once again, I like Keanu Reeves, but he's no Academy Award level actor here. We go see Keanu Reeves as John Wick, because we want to see Keanu Reeves beat the living shit out of people as John Wick, since he does his own stunts. So, I'm happy about the director. That's another thing. Obviously, Ana De Armas is very hot right now. Not just as an actress, but physically. You know, the look. She has the looks. She's hot. But as an actress too, like this, she's just coming off the movie Blonde. That could get her an Oscar nomination at least. And they're going to a John Wick movie with an Oscar nomination on your little resume. Ain't bad at all. Not bad at all. And plus we just saw her last year. No, even this year we saw her in The Gray Man with Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. She did some of the action stunts in that movie. Good job. And then last year in the last James Bond movie, No Time to Die, she did all her own stunts in that film. In that, one of the best sequences in that movie is with her. She was the MVP of that movie, and she did all her own stunts in that movie. You can go and watch the behind the scenes of the making of the movie, and you see her doing all her own stunts. So for her to come into this franchise, and she's an action film, the John Wick were like, did you see her in No Time to Die? Let's get her for Ballerina. But that's not all, folks. Well, wait. There's more. We heard the next day that Ian McShane is returning as Winston. He's like the hotel manager at the Continental. I kind of look at him as John Wick's daddy figure, his kind of like father figure, or his voice of reason. No, John. No, John. John, no. So, that's great to hear he's returning. But wait, an hour later after that, we hear, oh, by the way, John Wick himself, Keanu Reeves, will be in the movie too. And there we go. Because I was wondering, once they announced production on this movie, like, the only person we know is going to be in this movie right now is Ana De Armas. And they're filming the movie now. Or they're about to start shooting next week. I'm like, we gotta know what other actors are in this movie. I mean, we don't know who the villain is going to be. We don't know. So, we don't know. Apparently, Ian McShane, though, is going to have apparently a bigger role in this movie, Ballerina, than he had in any of the other John Wick movies. So that's good to know. Now, we don't know how big of a role Keanu Reeves is going to play. Here's my thing. If they're announcing Keanu Reeves in this movie, he's obviously going to have a bigger role than just a cameo. If it was just a cameo, I don't think they would have announced Keanu Reeves. I think they would have saved that for like right before the movie comes out or something like that, or not say anything and let it go. Then people would go see the movie and go, oh, it's John Wick. Oh. So even though I don't think he's still not going to have that big of a role, because this is about Ana De Armas' character, who we saw in the Ballerina in John Wick Chapter 3 when John Wick went and saw Angelica Houston, the ballet instructor, assassin, teacher at the ballerina school. And we saw one ballerina on stage, but we saw her from the back. We never saw the face or anything. Smart, very smart on the people directing and making the movie. So that way people would go, well, wait a minute. When they saw the Ballerina movie, go, that's not the actress that was playing in John Wick Chapter 3. So now you say, oh yeah, that is the same actress. You never saw her face. Obviously it's really not, but hey, smart thinking as a filmmaker right there. So yeah, this is great news. Like I said, I love the John Wick franchise. We're going to get the new John Wick in March. And who knows, after John Wick 4 and Ballerina, because the story is, in the Ballerina movie, her parents get killed, and she's, trained to be a ballerina / assassin. Parents get killed, so she goes on a revenge trip to go after the people that killed her parents. Yes, a normal, straightforward revenge movie, probably. No different from John Wick. You killed my puppy. Now you die. Okay? You killed puppy. You're dead now. Okay? But once again, we go see John Wick for the action. And like I said, Ana De Armas has already shown she can do the action from James Bond. Now let's see what she does. And who knows, like I said, maybe John Wick Chapter 5, because they were going to shoot John Wick Chapter 5 back to back with John Wick Chapter 4, but because of the pandemic, they decided to not do that. Well, who knows, maybe John Wick Chapter 4 will end up having Keanu Reeves as John Wick and Ana De Armas' character teaming up in the 5th movie. And guess what, people? Hey, Hollywood, you look at me. You look at me right now. If you want to do something cool, you bring in Carrie-Anne Moss as the villain in Chapter 5, and you have that final trio of Matrix reunion that we never got in the Matrix Resurrections. Lawrence Fishburne, Keanu Reeves, and Carrie-Anne Moss in John Wick Chapter 5. And make Carrie-Anne Moss the villain. That would be awesome. So, I'm looking forward to Ballerina. We don't have a release date, but they do start shooting next week. And like I said, this movie can be done shooting by the end of January of next year. Early next year, by January, early February. I don't think that these movies don't take too long to shoot, because there's a lot of more hand-to-hand physical combat than using CGI and green screen and all that. So practical hand-to-hand rather than CGI all the time. So that does help. That slows down the, production. So, it speeds it up in terms of not relying on CGI and all that stuff. So I don't know. I think this movie can feasibly come out late summer, early fall next year. And that means we will be getting not only 2 John Wick universe movies, John Wick Chapter 4, Ballerina. But that means we'll get Keanu Reeves as John Wick twice in the same year. Or who knows, we might see Ana De Armas show up in a cameo in John Wick Chapter 4 by the end of the movie to set up Ballerina, the Ballerina movie. So I don't know, let me know your thoughts and comments below. Are you happy about this Ballerina movie? You like Ana De Armas in the role? You like Len Wiseman coming in to direct? And are you happy that Keanu Reeves is going to be a part of the movie? I mean, I figured you're going to have a Ballerina movie in the John Wick universe. You're going to have Keanu Reeves show up at some point. You've got to. And here we are. So let me know your comments, thoughts, and once again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Matt the Man here.